four health states are not about mastery in any one state. It's more about achieving balance in all four states. This means you might need to work on one state more than the other. But how can you know truly which state to work on? To what degree should you be working on that state? And more importantly, doing so but not neglecting the others. That is a mental process, a challenge of understanding your ego. That's why the first health state is coherent health. Your mind-body connection is your foundation, and we must develop a strong foundation. Remember, to help you focus on you, you were introduced to the primary goal and the soul guide questions. I would urge you to replay that video and spend some time pondering on those questions and on the soul guide. Don't worry about getting everything right away or answering all the questions. This is a journey we're going through, and eventually we'll address a lot of those questions. Because we are conditioned by society, we need to break that conditioning. We were born in a certain place, we grew up, we had friends, we have a family, and we were literally indoctrinated by our own society. This means that we don't know who we are until we have gone through a process of awakening and shed that programming. We have not figured out who we really are. We are all a product of our environment. Our current existence is meant to help us heal, learn, and grow. However, if we are trapped in somebody else's world, we're not able to fulfill our purpose. For us to break out of that, we need to make our time and ourselves our priority. Know or seek to know what your goal and objective are, and also try to understand what mental, physical, and emotional state you're in. This is why you were given the three tools: the priority matrix, goals and objective, and states of being. If you have never done any work in any of those areas, I urge you, spend a good amount of time here. Do these first. That would be my suggestion. And while going through them, use the primary goal and the soul guide as barometer to help with your daily discernment. So, to achieve or strive for success, you need a commitment. What is that? It's a level of dedication, the willingness to act, and a thirst for continuous improvement. You will need to be able to embrace the unknown to gain direct awareness through experience. Transfer your knowledge from mesoteric to exoteric to esoteric, because conscious action takes thought and emotion to create physical reality. That's the triad. Let me give you some definition of the four health states. For coherent health, we are going to expand on the process of finding out how to create that connection between the thoughts we generate or acquire in our mind to the experience we have in this dimension. One of the main things we will go through here is to explore the concept of us not being our thoughts. The realization that we are separate from our thoughts can be daunting. So to do this, we'll be diving into mental, emotional, and spiritual practices that are meant to help us gain knowledge through direct experience. This part will most likely be the most challenging and most rewarding at the same time. or you'll just quit and call this some new age mumbo jumbo. The understanding that our mind is a receiver, our brain a machine, and our heart the master is something that may take some time to come to grips with. Up next is chemical health. This is our internal temple. The unfortunate truth is that most of us do not know what real food is. We are very disconnected from our nutritional source, and we don't even realize that our understanding of food is fake. We blindly trust others to provide for us. We wish, expect, and believe that they're gonna apply good moral judgment and practices. We're living a life where food is becoming more synthetic than real and is no longer medicine for our bodies. Before long, we'll have to let medicine become our food. What we should do is consistently choose natural food, natural drink, clean air, and sunlight first to nourish our bodies. That may sound simple, but especially in today's day and age, it's almost impossible sometimes. What we need to do is to become respectful of the cycle of life. Become aware of the parts we play in the exchange of energy in motion, whether as a fuel source or a consumer. Up next is corporeal health. This is our external temple. This state of health is a direct reflection of the first two states. It is a direct manifestation of how healthy we are in those two. This state does not lie. You can cover it up, surgery it up, to feel and act normal, but eventually all that will fail. The more we neglect or travel down the wrong path with the first two, the more we suffer here. Want clues? Wake up and open your eagle eye. Implementing the right amount of movement to keep our house in shape and equipped for our journey is complementary to the other two. Most people put this before chemical health. That is backwards. And the reason we do that is because our coherent health is not right. We need to establish a temple acceptable to royalty, divinity, and a higher being. We achieve this by constantly doing our utmost to attain daily improvements in all four states. Doing our utmost must result in a transformation, a brand new you. Next, we have currency health. Too much or too little here is definitely unhealthy. This is the driving force of humanity right now. And the love of this is one of our deadly sins. It is responsible for most of our egos and embodies what we can consider the trickster archetype. The dualistic nature of this health state makes it very challenging to navigate. One requires true understanding of the universal principles of life, the Kabbalion, to grasp this fully. It is important for us to be able to provide for our material needs. However, we do this by contributing, sharing, and benefiting with thankfulness, gratitude, and mindfulness. We must achieve through our own abilities with the understanding that by operating through the cosmic laws of correspondence and attraction, abundance is our natural state. Currency is both money and ego. One we use to take care of our physical, the other we use to take care of our emotional. That basically wraps up the introduction to the four health states. In this series, there is almost 6 months to a year's worth of work in here for anyone that is on the path. And yes, that would still just be an introduction to get you on the path to ascension. Remember, ascension means growth in this dimension. Take inspired action. See you next time.